Hello everyone, I've got part 2 of the Cradily show for you. In a previous video I ran Cradily as a swap, thinking to use the bullet seed to gain an energy lead. This time around I wanted to put Cradily in on the lead and see what we could do with it. Now I racked my brains a bit for a team that would go well with that. It does have some good synergies with Galvantula if you look at the overlap of their coverages. That's quite a good solid pick. But this one came to me last night, and if you've played for a while, you've probably run into Wallower's team in some variants, and this exploits the relationship between a steel rock of Bastiodon and a grass poison of Victreebel, which between the two, they have some really quite strong overlapping coverages. Bastiodon is weak to fighting ground and water, and a grass poison can deal with all three of those. And in return, Victreebel doesn't like flying, doesn't like psychic, doesn't like fire, and Bastiodon handles those very nicely as well. But the key point of these is that they lose very badly against their adverse matchups, so it's very important to maintain the switch advantage. Therefore, the team you'll have seen probably has something like a Deoxys Defense or a Galarian Stunfisk on a safe swap, and sometimes you'll have seen a Bastiodon in the lead with two Razor Levers behind it, so you can do a bait swap and draw out any counters. This is doing the same thing, kind of, but slightly differently. In essence, our combined bait and safe swap is on the lead, and the idea being that either the key threats to these two in the back we can handle with our lead choice, and we might have to go down on extra shields, but that's okay because both of these do very well even with adverse shields, just because of how strong they are in their favourable matchups. So off we go with Cradily then. We've got Grass Knot, Stone Edge and Bullet Seed. Bastidon's got Stone Edge and Flamethrower, and Victreebel has Leaf Blade and Acid Spray. And into our first matchup. Cradily into a Galarian Stunfisk. This is a favourable matchup for us. It's fairly close, but we trade neutral for neutral. If they throw Earthquakes at us, that will hit us for neutral. Grass Knots hit them for neutral. And so we're just going to go on with it and use the fact that we charge fast and so do they. So, incoming Muddy Water. Okay, that's unusual. You don't see Muddy Water very often. More often it's a Rock Slide or an Earthquake. But we'll go with it, and an Earthquake. So because of grass typing, that hits us for neutral. It's taken us down quite a long way. We're going to go for the Grass Knot and just sort of hope that this is enough to take it off. Oh, okay, so we've got a shield, and at this point we can let it go down, or there we go. We're going to let it go down. We've gone 2 shields to 0, so that's okay. We can bring the Victreebel in and finish off the Galarian Stunfisk. We'll have to use a shield here because Victreebel is very squishy, but we've got a nice favourable alignment, and they've used their Earthquake, so we set their energy. This will be Muddy Water because they haven't had enough chance to charge another Earthquake, and there we go. So we resist that, so that's okay for us. Bring in the Skarmory, which is obviously a hard counter here, so we're going to Acid Spray the Skarmory and just let the Victreebel go down. We could probably switch at this point, but we don't really need to, so we're going to switch and bring in the Bastidon with a shield against the Skarmory. That the only thing it can really do against it is Flash Cannon, which is neutral, but we've got such a high defense that it only does a little bit of damage. I'm not going to throw a charge move at all. I'm just going to go for building up energy whilst I farm it down, and hopefully have a nice big energy lead for whatever's in the back. Shielding again, expecting another Flash Cannon, which might have left us a bit too low. Probably shouldn't have done that, it's a bit of a wasted shield, but there's a Granbull in the back. So we'll resist Charm, we've got a Stone Edge, we've got nearly 2 Stone Edges ready, so I think this is a nice easy win for us. So Stone Edge knocks down a long way, and then we get to the other one quite quickly. Probably didn't need to, Charm charges so very slowly, but Granbull does have close combat, which would have pretty much one-hit the Bastiodon. So, there we go, first match gone. And next up we have, Dragon 14728. Again, we are leading our Cradily into slow load, into a Swampert. So this is really the joy of this, because Swampert has an okay-ish matchup with us. We are neutral to Swampert, but we hit it for double super effective. We can take a Hydro Cannon, as you can see, so that's really good for us. Bastiodon wouldn't be in that position. We're going to go with the Grass Knot. Expect them to shield this, because this will take them out. Actually, I kind of expected them to switch already, which leads me to think that there's something that isn't very good with either grass or rock in the back. So we're going to shield ourselves. I mean, we could let this take us down, but I get the feeling that they're staying in with something that's double super effective. So that does mean they've got something worse in the back. Either that or they're playing badly, I don't know. But I'm guessing here. So we've got 2 shields off their Swampert, and they've double shielded us, and we're just going to do the same. We're just going to carry on down and go for a finishing off. Now I'm just trying to do a farm here, and I was an idiot and I miscounted, so they're going to get their Hydro Cannon off and me with a 1.5 grass knots loaded. I'm hoping that's not going to penalise me too much. I bring the Bastiodon at this point though, so because I think they won't get to another move and we can finish off with Bastiodon. And sure enough, there's a load of Marowak. Rock damage does super effective to them. Their Bone Clubs will do double super effective to us, but Bone Club doesn't hit very hard. It's a brilliant bait move, and it's really quite good for chipping away that last bit of health, but it doesn't do a lot. And in return, we'll be going to be able to hit them with a Stone Edge, and there we go. Goodbye, Marowak. What we've got to have next is a question of whether we'll just swap immediately. I think it doesn't matter. They have switched out on us. Chances are it's probably a flyer of some kind in the back, and they just knew there was no chance there. Next up, we have Machismoo. Very interesting name. Okay. And we have, again, Cradily on the lead, and a Gastrodon. Much like with the Swampert, it's got the water ground typing that makes it a mud boy, and it's really not going to be liking grass. So I'm still, again, wondering why they're staying in at this point, because the grass moves, they've pretty much got the shield or will be flattened by them. Either way, I'm going to hold on and shield when they shield, and I'm just going to take a risk and let them throw whatever they've got, because I'm not actually sure what it is. And in this case, a body slam, which is great because we resist that. In comes an Abomasnow, I throw the Stone Edge, and they've got to shield this because it'll one-hit them, so I'll get ready to switch to the Bastiodon, and I switch, and they didn't shield it. So that was a bit of a misplay on my part. I should probably have just stayed in. But so it goes. In comes the Weather Ball, does us not very much damage. We finish off the Abomasnow with one fast move. But now we've got the alignment with the Mud Boy that we didn't really want. So we're just going to push for the Stone Edge and try and finish the job and hope they don't flatten us with an Earthquake. But at this point we're going to let Bastiodon go down when they throw their charge move, because its job is done essentially. They didn't throw their energy even, they didn't need to. But Victreebel does such a lot of damage to this because it's double super effective, and they've got an Azumarill, so that's why they didn't switch out. Yeah, bad news for them. Victreebel has just finished the job. Next up we have our Cradily lead will go into... I need to cut these transitions a bit better to make them flow a little faster. So Cradily lead onto a Cresselia. So Cresselia is really tough, but it's got Grass Knot and Moonblast, neither of which will really be a threat to us. It could have Future Sight, but I'm guessing it doesn't. So there's the Moonblast. It's not done us an awful lot, but it's getting our attention, shall we say. So we're going to trade a Stone Edge and see if they shield. And now that's taken enough of their health off that I think they might shield the next one. So I'm going to go for a Grass Knot as a bait and hope to get that shield rather than waste my energy. And sure enough, they shield the Grass Knot. So go for another one, and they've gone for Grass Knot. Same trick as us, returning the favour, I guess. We didn't need to shield that particularly, but so it goes. So we're going to throw that last Grass Knot and see if we can get this down a bit more. And there goes the Grass Knot. Now at this point, they're probably pretty close to finishing us, depending whether they throw Moonblast, and they do. So we've not got much health left, but we can finish it off quite quickly, the Victreebel. And the question of what they've got next is, it's a Registeel. Now, that's bad news for this team, really. None of them can do very well against the big steel trash can. But we're going to carry on with this, because Victreebel can do it a lot of damage. Even when resisted, Razor Leaf does such a lot of damage that it will get the attention. So we're going to see this shield come up, because they've learned to respect even a resisted Leaf Blade. And as you can see, it's taking down that Registeel quite nicely. If we'd had another shield here, we might have actually won. But we don't, so it goes. And the Flash Cannon takes us out. Now at this point, we've got to hope we can get to the Flamethrower before the Focus Blast. And, well, the answer is no, we can't. This is going to very nearly finish us, but maybe not quite take us all the way out. So we are going to get to the Flamethrower, put down the Registeel, and hope we can get something that's really very vulnerable indeed to rock damage in the back. I don't know, but, well, a Bastiodon isn't it. So, good game to my opponent. I haven't seen many double steel teams for a while. Well played. Maybe the different alignment, that might have worked out a bit better, because Victreebel does do better against Bastiodon, but the Registeel would still have been a problem. Cradily into Obstagoon. So, Obstagoon does fighting, which is one of the things super effective against Cradily, but we hit neutral in return, and we hit quite quickly, so we're going to charge up and, incoming move. So it's probably a cross drop, yes. So super effective as you can see, but it hasn't done a massive amount to us. And we're going to go for a double grass knot and try and get them with back-to-back grass knots. Grass knot is got the same type of attack bonus, and we can get to a second one maybe. Yes, there we go, second grass knot. The reason for doing this is because we've got what looks like an adverse matchup, but Obstagoon is a big threat to our Bastiodon. So by letting our Cradily go down, we can get the alignment with the Victreebel, shield its move, and hopefully finish it off before it's there to do double super effective to our back row Bastiodon. And there we go, we've removed that big threat. Out comes their own Bastiodon. It's quite popular at the moment. I think Galvantula is having an influence on the meta. So Leaf Blade is neutral to Bastiodon. It does quite a useful amount of damage. So we're just going to throw Leaf Blade straight at it. We get the last shield. We're going to shield their Flamethrower, and that will mean we're evenish health, but I think we're doing damage to them faster than they are to us. So we should be able to get to that last Leaf Blade and finish off Bastiodon. Actually, it's possible we could have let them finish us off, but either way. Just as well, however, because they had a Whiscash in the back, and look at that go down. Now this is looking like a tight matchup actually, because Whiscash has got not much health, but does such a lot of damage. The incoming Mud Bomb. Look at that. I think we can take maybe one more, and well, we're going to find out. It's going to be close. And Mud Bomb, ooh, down into the red. So we're just about going to get to that Stone Edge and finish the job. But it couldn't have been much closer than that, I don't think. Still. Thank you to my opponent, good game. And what do we have next? Right, well that was the end of that first set, so it was a 4 out of 5 set, which I think is a pretty good show for a first time out with this team. And I think I've just got one more match for you to go. That's just a bit more of a fun one that I liked from one of the other sets I played. And this time we're going to lead Cradily into a Prinplup. I've not seen one of these before. I don't know what to make of it. It's throwing water moves, they're neutral, so we're going to stay in. We're going to throw our grass knots back. It's a water type, so this will hit for super effective, so hopefully we'll get a shield. And we do. I don't know what to expect at this point, so I shield it speculatively and find out that Prinplup has Icy Wind. I'm interested now, I'm intrigued by that. But they make a switch, so we bring the Victreebel in to go against their Wallower and Stunfisk. And we're both switch locked to each other, I can shield their moves, and I've got the shield advantage. So this is quite favourable for me. But the next move is going to do us quite a bit of damage. So maybe they'll finish the job here. And Rock Slide isn't quite enough, but look at that taking it off. And we're just going to try and razor leaf them down. If we'd thrown our own Leaf Blade, it might have given them a shield and might have meant they couldn't actually do the razor leaf damage, which would have been having a match against us. So instead of the back row Jirachi, we line up with our Bastiodon after having debuffed it with an acid spray. There's probably a Doom Desire or a Psychic, either of which we resist, so that's good for us. Doom Desire is a great move objectively, and sorry, we don't resist it because the rock type makes it neutral. But they switch, and we switch again, and we start throwing grass knots at this Prinplup. They're going to throw again, and this is likely going to be an Icy Wind again, which will hit us for super effective. Still, it hurts, but Cradily is still pretty sturdy, so we are going to get that last grass knot off. And hopefully if this is right, then yes, it's enough to finish the job. So low health, we're going to switch a grip, well, going to try and chip away and get a last move, but we didn't get there. But we've got Flamethrower loaded, and this is a steel type, so hopefully this will finish the job. Close, I think we're going to make it though, and they're not going to get to a Doom Desire, no. So thank you to my opponent. Well played, and good night. I think this is a good team that's got some potential. It plays into my my sense of humour with it being a bit trollish with the double rock, double grass. Best of both worlds, really. You don't have to choose which to bait with. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you want to see more, well, there's a subscribe button in the corner. Thanks very much.